Hey y'all, it's me, Magical Shantae 888. I just thought that I would pop on for a video. I just had something on my mind, nothing too serious or, anything like that, but I just wanted to chit chat about how different this motherhood journey is with my fourth child. Let's start with the fact that my pregnancy was different. There are different things to consider. One, my age. I know that first of all, every pregnancy is different, but with your age, as you get older, your pregnancy sometimes you can have a few more, I don't want to say complications. I don't even want to say difficulties. It's just different especially if you've been pregnant before and you've delivered before. Each pregnancy is different. And of course, you're a little bit older unless you're having kids back to back to back. And sometimes, that happens. But this, of course, my pregnancy, it was way different from any other pregnancy that I've ever had. Just the experiences and even delivery was different, because as I've mentioned, I had to have an emergency C-section. So at the last minute, luckily I didn't start pushing, so it wasn't anything like that, but I had to have an emergency C-section, and that was interesting because it was not what I was expecting. I was thinking, okay, I am being induced. I'll have the baby in a day or so. I went in on a Thursday. I did not come out for 4 days after that. I was in the hospital for 5 days. I've never stayed at the hospital more than 3 days. And it was just, by the time the second day rolled around and nothing was progressing, I already knew what the doctor was gonna say. I already knew. Plus, I was just ready to have him. So I was like, whatever. So that's like the first thing. And also kind of mourning the fact that I did not get to push the baby out and get to experience that, because I had to deliver him via C-section, and I never realized that I would even feel that way. And I did, but it's not anything that I'm dwelling on, but I was just like, oh, well, it's a different experience, but he's here. I just have a scar to show it this time. So that's the first thing. The next thing is, with me being the age that I am, my patience. So if I'm rocking back and forth, it's because I have him right here. Or side to side. But my patience, it's better than it was, I'll say, even when I had my third child. I think I was 29 when I had him. Yeah, I was 29. And my life was just different. There was a lot going on, a whole lot. Like, my mom was going through some things with her health, and we had to move, and it was not a fun time. However, I made it through. I had everything that I needed even then to make it through. And so I am stronger for that because I went through that, and especially during pregnancy. But yeah, my patience overall is a little bit better. I'm not going to say that it's the best, but I'm learning different tips and tools on how to navigate through that. I am having to constantly tell the kids, hey, please don't talk to me while the baby's crying, because I literally cannot hear you, because I am zoned out. So, just learning different techniques on how to mother. And another thing is that this whole gentle parenting thing is new. I have only heard of gentle parenting, like probably everybody else, within the last, year, maybe 2 years. I'm not even going to say 2 years. Within the last year, I've heard the term gentle parenting. And I'm happy that it works for some people, but I'm going to just keep it a stack. And I know my kids. My kids do not respond to gentle parenting. Now, I am working on not raising my voice as much, because you get more done by not yelling. You get more, what is it? There's a analogy. You get something more with sugar than with shit. You get more bees with honey than something like that. I don't know what the analogy is, but something like that. I'm just working on how I parent and how I mother, all while mothering myself, because this is my first time having 4 kids. I've never had 4 kids. Also considering none of my kids have been the age that they are. I've never been the age that I am now. So we're all just literally navigating this together. And it's fun sometimes. It's scary. But all in all, I'm grateful to be a mom. I'm grateful to have this opportunity. There are days where I'm just like, if you know, like I know, F them kids. No, but I would, for the most part, like, not even for the most part, 1000%, I love my children and I will do anything for them, and they know that, and that's why they press my buttons. But yeah, so it's just different. And also being able to see online like what gentle parenting looks like. And I did hear somebody say that gentle parenting is not so much for the kids, it's more so for yourself. And that part I could get with, and I could consider gentle parenting when it comes to that. But gentle parenting to me sounds like you not maybe you refraining from maybe whooping your kids or popping your kids, and to each its own. I definitely don't condone beating your kids for every little thing, but sometimes a little pop here and there might be needed. That's how I grew up. I don't think I'm that screwed up. If you don't like it, fight your mammy, don't fight me, period. But so yeah. And then also this time, what's different is my breastfeeding. So with all my other kids, I breastfed them as long as I could. My daughter being the longest, I breastfed her up until she was almost 2. Literally, she was 1 month away from being 2 years old that I breastfed her. So 23 months. And for my boys, I breastfed them for a while. But with this baby here, when he first came out, it seemed like he wasn't getting enough from my breasts. So I opted to supplement with formula, which turned out to be the best thing, because I wanted to make sure that he was getting full. I didn't want him to be a fussy baby, and he seems to be happy with it. Every now and again he'll spit up. He does fart, and it's kind of stinky, but I haven't had any adverse side effects. Thank God, thank the universe, thank the divine, thank the ancestors, thank my guides, that my baby is healthy with formula. Now, let me tell you this. If you would have told me that I was only going to give my baby formula, I would probably panic. And the reason being is because, of course, I want to do everything natural. I want to make sure that my baby is getting all the nutrients that he can get. But I also know that there are nutrients and stuff in formula. And if you're choosing the right formula for your baby, I haven't tried any of the more expensive formulas, I am open to trying them, but I feel like he's still too little. I don't want to create any type of allergies or anything like that. So maybe when he's about 3 months, I'll try something else. But right now he does the Similac 360 sensitive. And I switched to that one because I noticed that he was getting a little bit more colicky. But so far it's doing pretty good. He's been on that for about 2 weeks. Before he was on the Similac 360, just the regular one. And it seems to be working. So moms out there, don't shame yourself for not being able to lactate properly, or for maybe just not even feel like breastfeeding, or maybe it's, you know, it's not for everybody. And I never thought that I would say that, because I would judge myself so harshly. Like, I almost feel like, who are you? Because I've only ever breastfed. I'm like, I have these huge